There are people who make everyday life a little more unexpected. They might not be the ones to solve your math notebook or build a computer from scratch, but they are the ones who laugh first at jokes, ask the obvious questions without shame, and ultimately make you wonder if intelligence is really the most important thing in the world. Psychology has been trying for decades to understand what low intelligence really means. Not to label people, but to understand behaviors, challenges, and of course, the beauty of the human mind in all its forms. The truth is that those with lower intelligence aren't necessarily less capable people. They just perceive the world in a simpler, more direct, and often more authentic way. The simple way of thinking and why it's not always a disadvantage. Let's be clear, a person with low intelligence isn't stupid. They see things in a more linear way, without many mental loops. If you tell them, don't press the button, they'll ask why. And if they don't get a logical answer, they might press it anyway, just to see what happens. That curiosity, as childlike as it may seem, is deeply human. Psychology explains that low intelligence is often linked to difficulty with abstract thinking, complex analysis, or long-term prediction of consequences. In simple terms, think, act, see what happens. And honestly, in a world where most people overanalyze everything, that doesn't sound so bad, does it? Everyday stories. Maria and the printer. Maria works in an office. Whenever the printer breaks, she throws her hands up. She has no idea what connected to the network means. Yet, with her smile and honesty, someone always comes to help. Maria isn't technically smart, but she knows how to bring people together. Sometimes that is worth far more than a computer science degree. George and theories. George believes that whatever is written online must be true. He doesn't question it or look deeper. Psychology shows that people with lower intelligence often trust authorities or things that seem clear without analyzing them deeply. It's not out of malice or naivety. Their brains just prefer simple, stable explanations. And really, who wouldn't want a little stability in a world full of uncertainty, emotional clarity, in their own way? Interestingly, many people with lower intelligence may have high emotional intelligence. They might not understand the theory of relativity, but they can tell when you're upset before you even say a word. This spontaneous empathy makes them warm, friendly, and approachable. They won't psychoanalyze you. They'll just bring you a coffee, ask, "Are you okay?" and sit next to you without words. Sometimes that is the smartest move of all. Their relationships with others. People with low intelligence often have a strong need for acceptance. They want to feel useful and loved, and they try to help in every way. They may make mistakes or misunderstand instructions, but their intentions are always clear. And here lies their charm. They don't pretend. They don't calculate interests. If they like you, they show it. If they are upset, they show that too. They are transparent, like mirrors. Disarming honesty. One defining trait of people with lower intelligence is honesty. They may say things exactly as they see them, sometimes too literally. If you ask, "How do I look today?" they might answer, "Tired, but okay." Not out of rudeness, but because truth matters more to them than social politeness. Psychology explains this as a result of underdeveloped executive functions, the mental skills that help us filter, plan what we say, and anticipate reactions. Yet this simplicity often becomes liberating in relationships. You know you're facing someone who will never mock you. Little misunderstandings. Communicating with them can lead to funny moments. Example, "Don't forget to bring food." "Okay." And they show up with bread in a container because food is food. Moments like these, which some might find frustrating, are actually proof of their literal thinking. They take words exactly as they hear them, with no hidden meanings. The power of simplicity. Behind all this, there's something beautiful. They live in the present. They don't stress over theories or get consumed by what-ifs. They live by, what do we do now? Psychology notes that this is linked to limited abstract thinking, but in practice, it feels like hidden wisdom. How many of us wouldn't like to think less and feel more? Unfortunately, society often judges. The simple person is quickly called naive or dumb, but psychology is clear. Intelligence is multidimensional. Someone might struggle with math but have amazing mechanical skills or rare kindness. Life isn't an IQ contest. It's a coexistence of different ways of thinking. If you look closely, you'll see that the simpler people have something many smart people envy: calmness. They don't exhaust themselves proving anything, don't live for appearances, and don't lose sleep over philosophical dilemmas. They have their joys, their small problems, and move through life without drama. A form of wisdom hidden in simplicity. Relationships with the smarter ones. In friendships or work, these people may seem slower to understand, but they are steady, loyal, and kind-hearted. They remember small details. your favorite coffee, your birthday when you were sad. And if you treat them well, they repay it tenfold. Sometimes the logical ones may underestimate them. But anyone who has lived or worked closely with them knows that their hearts often work smarter than other minds. You don't need to understand the world to make it a little better. Psychology also notes that people with low intelligence are more susceptible to influence. They are easily persuaded, especially by confident figures. That's why they can fall victim to scams or bad advice. It's not naivety, it's trust. They believe that everyone operates with the same good intentions they do. Yet, if they have someone who truly loves and guides them, they become loyal, responsible, and grateful. They never forget those who treat them fairly. In a world full of fake news, endless analyses, and discussions about the meaning of life, these people remain grounded. The meaning of life? To enjoy it, stay healthy, and eat a good bowl of beans, they might say. And maybe they're right. Often the most complex minds get lost in thoughts that lead nowhere, while the simpler ones enjoy what others take for granted. Smiles as defense. Many use humor and kindness as a defense. They may know deep down that they don't grasp everything as quickly as others, but they face it with laughter. And that laughter is genuine. It's not ironic or fake. It's their way of saying, it's okay, all is well. In this way, they turn their weaknesses into strength. At the end of the day, people with lower intelligence remind us of something psychology sometimes forgets. A person's value isn't measured by how fast they solve problems, but by how beautifully they live their life.